All right, what is up, y'all? Today I got a bit of a different video. It's basically I'm gonna be here and I'm gonna walk you through what my new split looks like. So I started a new workout split. Should probably address that first. I'm switching from I was doing an upper lower split to now we are running a push pull leg split. So I decided to switch from upper lower to push pull legs just because everything in upper lower started to feel stale, and then just the duration of those workouts were getting just a bit long, and towards the end of every workout I would either start losing focus or intensity for my last couple of movements. So I wanted to switch it up and kind of break up mostly those upper days. So the lower days have stayed mostly the same, but the upper days I've split them up as, a push day and now a pull day. So that was kind of my thought and why I decided to switch. And then it's always good to switch things up. I've been running upper lower for over 6 months, and since it was getting a little stale and I was kind of feeling some burnout towards the end of each session, I was like, switch it up, keep it interesting. And like, if you're interested in enjoying your workouts, having fun, you're gonna get a lot more out of them than if you're just kind of going in there, going through the motion. So I should just switch it up for my own sake, my own sanity. So, and I've been liking it so far. I just started running it for about a week or 2 weeks now, but basically I just wanted to do a short little mini series here. So the next couple of videos I'll be posting are going to be kind of running through the split. So I got my push day here. I have two different push days. I got a push A day and a push B day. I'm pretty sure I'll be showing you guys the push A day here. I don't remember which is which. I just kind of follow the tracking app that I use to track my workouts, and whichever day it is the day I'm supposed to hit. But I'll show you this. I might only show you the one push day, and then like with this kind of series where I walk you through it, break it down, talk you through every workout, talk you through why I'm doing certain workouts, how I'm structuring my workout, all of that. We'll have to see. And let me know, like, if you have an opinion, like if you want to see both the push A day and the push B day, and then the pull A day, pull B day, let me know. And then with leg days, like I said, honestly, not much has changed with leg days. They're very similar, but if you are new to the channel or something and want to see a leg day and have me kind of talk it through, and basically the same kind of format, like talking through it and discussing why I do things, if you want that for a leg day, just, let me know, and we'll make that happen. But with that said, let's hop into this workout. So like I said, we have a push day. The first movement I like to start on a push day is an incline fly, or just a fly movement in general. So whether it's my push A day or push B day, I do a fly movement, and here I'm doing an incline fly. So I just kind of set up these cables, I set the bench personally for when I do my incline flies a little higher than I would if I was doing a pressing movement, and that just really helps me target that clavicular head of the pec. I hope I said that right, but that's just the upper pec. So you target the upper pec a little bit better, get a bit more focus on the upper pec and not as much focus on that lower pec. And my goal here with the flies and why I start with them is just to really warm up the chest, and then pre-exhaust it in a sense. And I've seen some debate whether pre-exhausting is beneficial or not. My personal opinion is it can be very beneficial, especially if you struggle to connect with a certain muscle group. For example, I struggle to connect well with my chest. So if I pre-exhaust it, it kind of like wakes those fibers up in a sense, like you start getting a little sore, you get a little pump in your chest, and then like you feel it more. Like every movement you do, you feel it more in your chest because it's more activated, like it's a little pumped up. So that's why I do flies. And I also, like I said, my chest is a weaker point for me. So another reason I start with a fly movement rather than a press is because it is a chest isolation movement. So since I'm isolating my chest, my first movement, I can put a little bit more effort into it. And your first sets in the gym are always going to be better than your last sets. Just as you get more fatigued, you're not going to get as much out of your last sets. So I'm kind of fatiguing my chest here, and then it does make my pressing strength decrease a little bit. But as a bodybuilder, we're not focused on strength. I'm focused on pretty much making lighter weight feel heavier and just really getting as much stimulus to the target muscle as I can. So the workout will start here with these flies, like I said. And then after flies, I move into an incline barbell bench press. So you can see that I did an incline fly and now an incline press. I'm doing that on purpose, and it goes along with that pre-exhausting. So I just pre-exhausted the upper chest, and now I want to do my incline pressing with that upper chest pump, and where I'm feeling it in my upper chest to really make sure I'm getting the most out of these presses, especially because me personally, just the way my anatomy is, my genetic strong points versus weak points, my shoulders and triceps like to take over on my pressing movements, just given that I have stronger shoulders and delts than my chest. So my chest doesn't get a ton out of pressing movements. And then I notice my pre-exhaust and then really focus that kind of energy into that upper chest, it can help me connect with it more. And then another thing I'm thinking about with these presses, my first set I wasn't as good about this. My second set I did a little bit better, which I'm doing 2 top sets per every movement. I forgot to mention that at the beginning, but that's just kind of what I do. I do a few warm-up feeler sets and then 2 top sets with each movement. But with these incline presses, I'm trying to make sure that my arms are like, so like when I come down, I don't want to like be having my arms come in, like if I'm pressing, I don't want it to like come in, and I don't want to be holding the bar too much, so like they're kind of at an angle at the bar, or too wide, so they're kind of flared out. I want them to come down and just be perfectly vertical, vertical forearms up and down, and I'm imagining, those old school fly machines, they kind of have those pads here, and like you put your arm on the pad instead of holding the handle, you put your arm in the pad and then bring it together like this for a chest fly. That's kind of what I'm thinking of in my head. So when I go down, I'm picturing there's that pad in my arm. So I come down with the bar, and as I press up, I'm using my elbows almost to push my elbows together. And that's just been a really good cue that I've noticed really helps me feel my chest. Like even just doing it there with no weight, like doing the movement, I can feel it in my chest. And make sure you keep your shoulder blades retracted. And then that cue of just kind of picturing the little pad in like the old school fly machine, pressing down, keeping those forearms straight with the ground or perpendicular to the ground, and then pressing up and pushing through your elbows as you're pushing that pad together. That's just been a cue that's helped me personally. So if you struggle to connect with your chest, think about that kind of as you're doing your presses, and it might help you connect a little bit more with your chest. So again, as you can see here with these incline chest presses, I'm trying to really keep those arms straight. And as you can see here, we're on the second set now, and I feel like I was doing a bit better at keeping those forearms kind of like on the angle that I wanted. I brought my grip in just a little bit, and I feel like it did help me feel it even more in my chest here on the second set. And then just for my anatomy, just the whole movement felt a whole lot better, and I moved my grip in just a little. It's only like probably like a centimeter, 2 centimeters in, but just that minor difference made a world of change for me personally. So next, after my incline presses, we're sticking with the chest movement, and I'm actually going to a pec deck. So basically like a flat fly to target the lower delt, just kind of all around chest, not just so specific in the upper chest. So, and why I went straight to another fly instead of a press is kind of the same thought process I had there for starting with the incline fly and then going to an incline press. I'm going to be doing here a pec deck where, again, I'm trying to make sure my shoulders stay back, bracing the core, keeping everything as straight as I can, and just squeezing with the chest. You bring it together, I squeeze with the chest, and then go back down, get a good stretch, but don't overstretch it either. I feel like a lot of people have been really focused on getting a super, super deep stretch, but like they lose it in the muscle. Like if you go too far back, I'm going to start feeling my shoulders as it pulls back rather than in my chest. So go back to your chest feels nice and tight and stretched, a good stretch in your chest, and then bring it back in. So be working that active range of motion. Don't overstretch it to the point that you lose tension in the target muscle. But with that said, I mean, there's not a whole bunch of special stuff going on here with a pec deck. It's pretty simple. It's a very linear, straightforward machine. So as long as you're keeping your shoulder blades somewhat retracted, and then you're kind of keeping your core braced, so you're staying pretty upright and straight, and you're not letting yourself cave in and like start using your shoulders, as long as you're keeping everything out of it and really just pulling the weight together with your chest. Like I'm picturing as I'm coming together, that's the chest like fibers pulling together to pull my arms in. And that's just what I think about, and it seems to help me. So then after that, I bet you could guess it, but we go into a flat press machine. And admittedly, here on this flat press machine, I struggled this day because with all of the other chest movements before this is my third chest movement now. My chest is feeling pretty tired. So my normal weight that I've done on this during upper and lower, when I didn't have as much volume prior to this in my chest, I was able to do more weight. So I didn't hit that many reps. I don't remember what I got exactly, but it was less than I wanted. I shoot for minimum 6, but typically I shoot for kind of an 8 to 12 rep range is that range. But on this chest press, I only think I got like 4 to 6 or something. It was brutal. But I'm opting for a press machine for my flat presses rather than a like barbell or dumbbell chest press, just because when I sit upright like this on a machine and then really lock the forearm, I feel it a lot more in my chest, specifically for my flat pressing. I can do a barbell or an incline dumbbell for my chest and it's fine. But flat pressing for some reason on a bench press or with dumbbells, like if I'm doing it flat and like laying back with, like I said, barbell, dumbbell, like free weights basically, not a machine, I don't feel it in my chest at all, and it's all front delt. I don't know why that is. It's very odd, but since I've learned that for myself, I just avoid barbell and dumbbell flat pressing because I don't connect with it and feel my chest, so I might as well stick with a machine or something where I actually feel it in my chest and work the target muscle. But that's it for the machine press. It's pretty straightforward. I mean, if you have a machine, just it's the same concept of any other press, retract the shoulder blades and then push through your chest. I'm also using that cue where I'm kind of trying to keep my arms a little more straight, but I let them come in a little bit more, as you can see here. But I'm just trying to feel in the chest, and it's so pumped by the point in this workout that it's pretty easy to connect with it here. So then I move on to my tricep movement for this push day, and I'm still doing this rope push down. I was doing the rope push down during upper lower. I'm running it now during my push pull legs. I've been connecting with it. It's been progressing. It feels really good. And here I actually bring the cable stack down one below the top level. So I think when I'm standing straight up and looking at it, it's about at eye level, maybe a little higher. And then I actually like kind of bend my body just over just slightly at the hips. So I have a slight bend in my body. And then I let the arms and shoulders kind of glide forward and then pull back and really focus on pushing my elbows back when I'm doing the workout. Like, especially as I come up, you can see it's like I'm pushing them back kind of behind me. Just gets a good stretch in the tricep, and then pressing it down. I try to contract as best I can. And I don't know, this movement feels really good for me, my triceps. There's not a ton to it. Just don't swing your body a lot. Try not to let your shoulders take over too much, and just make sure you're really feeling it in your tricep. Again, that mind muscle connection is very important in my opinion on any movement, because if you're connecting with the muscle, you can tell you're working it rather than just doing a movement and like moving weight. As bodybuilders, that's not what we want to do. We don't want to just be moving the weight. We want to be connecting with the muscle and be growing the target muscle that the exercise is supposed to hit. But here I actually only do these two top sets for triceps, and I'll do like a drop set. But I don't need a ton of work for my triceps because my arms and shoulders are a genetic strong point for me. So less volume like this, I don't do a ton, and they still grow. And even if they aren't growing a ton, I'm not that focused on it right now in this off season. I'm kind of, with my push days, my main focus is get enough volume so at least my shoulders and arms stay where they are, maybe grow a tiny bit, but just don't regress basically. And then I want my chest to grow more so everything catches up, so my physique is more balanced, and then upper body, I just like everything's a bit more I guess balanced and even, because right now I have a very shoulder and arm dominant physique. My back's pretty decent too, in my opinion, but I really need to grow that chest. So that's what my push days are specifically targeting, is my chest. So there's only one movement left here after triceps, and that is my lateral delts. I don't hit any front delts because pressing movements will hit your front delts a bit as well. So like I said, with my shoulders, I don't need a ton of work. So I just do a seated dumbbell fly like this. And you can see I have the back of the bench up kind of at an incline. I don't like it all the way up where I like have my back braced against it, because admittedly I like to use a little bit of like body English, you could say, like where I'm kind of keeping up. Like I just focus on keeping my chest pointed up, and then bringing those dumbbells up, and then I'm almost like pushing, almost with leg drive, like pushing my back into the pads, like my lower back and butt are kind of pushing up against the back of that bench. But otherwise, there's not a ton here. It's just your typical, dumbbell lateral raise. Usually after these, I'll do a quick drop set after my second set of standing dumbbell lateral raises, just going from basically whatever weight I was using and then dropping by like about 10 to 15 pounds until I get to like the 10-pound dumbbells. And then I'll do like a super ROM for the last part of the drop set, where I'm just going all the way up over my head and then back down, controlling it the whole time until I can't do them anymore. So that's it for the workout. It's nothing super crazy in my opinion. It's a typical push day, and then a chest focused push day, which both push A and push B days for me are chest focused, because like I said, that is my legging muscle group. It needs a little bit more work. One other thing I didn't mention about the whole split as a whole, I am doing a push pull legs, but I'm not doing push then pull then legs. How I have it structured, I do a push day, then a leg day, then a pull day, and then I have a rest day, and then I do my other push day, my other leg day, and then my other pull day, and then another rest day. And I do that because push day is obviously upper body dominant. I'm doing chest, tris, and shoulders. So then I do a leg day to kind of let my upper body areas rest. Even though I'm not using any pulling muscles, I still just give my upper body a little bit of a break. And then I go into my leg day. And then after leg day, I go back to kind of an upper body focus day, which is my pull day, which is back and biceps and rear delts, which we'll get into next Monday. I plan on kind of doing the same form of video and recapping my pull day. So look out for that. But otherwise, that is all I have for you guys today. Just wanted to break down my new split, and specifically a push day from my new split, and kind of talk you through why I do what I do and what I'm kind of doing currently as far as what movements I'm picking, why I'm picking the movements, how I'm structuring it, like I'm doing a fly, then a press, then a fly, then a press, and focusing it towards an incline fly and then an incline press, a flat fly, or like kind of all around pec fly, lower pec fly, and then a flat press. So again, targeting that lower pec or all around pec rather than just upper pec. So it's about it. Appreciate y'all for watching. Again, like I said, let me know down in the comments if you want to see my other push day and then like my other both pull days, and even if you want to see the leg days. I have nothing against filming it, which I don't know. A lot of my leg days haven't changed much, so if you've been around for a while, you've probably seen a leg day. If you're new, I mean, I'm not opposed to doing one. But yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see where this kind of mini series takes us. But yeah, that's the first workout for my new split, the new push pull legs, or I guess push legs pull technically. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully there's at least maybe one cue in there that'll help you out. Probably in the chest cues, because that's what I think about a little bit more. My shoulders and my triceps, I connect with them a bit easier and don't really have to think much about it. Just given that they're a stronger point on my physique. My chest, I have to work for it. So I definitely have a lot of cues that I think about personally to make sure I'm feeling every movement in my chest. So hopefully there's a couple cues in there that if you haven't tried yourself, and if you don't connect with your chest, maybe you can try them and get a little bit more mind muscle connection there. But that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Drop a like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. It really helps me out, helps the algorithm. So helps us get to more people, spread the information, share the love. But that's all I got. So thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you next Monday. We'll have a pull day next Monday, so keep an eye out for that. We got our pull day kind of methodology next Monday. So yeah, keep at it, and we'll see you next Monday. Peace, y'all.